Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this lecture, we'll summarize all three cases of viscous damping in the single degree of freedom systems free vibration. So we considered this is a single degree of freedom system and we draw the free body diagram and we develop the governing equation for this system. So already we have done this. Then this is the solution we assumed for this equation. If we put this equation into the main governing equation, will got this auxiliary equation. So as we see, this is the quadratic equation. This will have two roots s1 and s2 and roots are given by this. So this equation will have these two solutions, right? One for s1 and one for s2. So we can say that s1 and s2 both values satisfy this equation. So complete solution for this equation is given by this. So this is the general solution of this auxiliary equation. So if we put the s1 and s2 into this equation, this is the solution. Xt is equal to this one. So from here we defined damping ratio zeta equals to C over Cc. Cc is the critical damping coefficient which is given by 2 under root Km or 2m omega n. So if this C by 2m can be converted into the form of zeta, so this becomes zeta omega n. So C over 2m is equal to zeta omega n. So if we put this value in these two roots, so these two roots in form of zeta can be represented like this. So general solution in form of zeta damping ratio can be represented by this equation. Xt is equal to C1 e raised to power, this is S1, and C2 e raised to power, this is S2 in form of zeta. So now we discussed about the underdamped system where zeta is less than 1, means Cc is less than C greater than C, and C by 2m is less than under root K by m. So if we apply this, or we can say in this case square root of zeta square minus 1, here zeta is less than 1, so this will be a negative term, right? So this will be a negative term, and if we put this condition in the solution, then solution becomes in this form. Here C1 and C2 can be find out using initial conditions over displacement and velocity. So initial conditions t equals to, at t is equal to 0 time, this is x naught, and velocity at t is equal to 0 time, this is x naught dot. So if we differentiate this equation, we'll get the velocity, and we apply these two initial conditions over displacement and velocity, will got C1 dash and C2 dash in this form. And another form of the solution can be represented in this form here, and here x naught and phi naught can be find out using this. So x naught is C1 dash square plus C2 dash square root of this. So this will be x naught and x in these two forms, and phi naught can be find out using these two formulas. So if we represent the response of this system, which is xt, and this is omega d t, so this will be like this. So this is the initial displacement and velocity, and this will be underdamped response of the system. And this here, this is the decrement in the amplitude, and the equation of this decrement can be given by this x e raised to power minus zeta omega nt. So this is the equation of this envelope which is the passing through the maximums of this response. And now we discussed about the critically damped system. It means zeta equals to 1, or you can say C equals to Cc, or C over 2m is equal to under root K by m. So for this, solution can be represented by this form. Xt is equal to C1 plus C2 t e raised to power minus omega nt, and C1 and C2 can be find out using initial conditions. This is the displacement, and initial condition over velocity is this one. So if we put t equals to 0 and xt equals to x naught, and we can differentiate this equation and we can apply the second initial condition. We'll got C1 and C2 in this form. So complete solution can be represented by this equation. So here in this plot, response plot, this is the critically damped vibration, response of the critical damped vibration. So this is the initial displacement and this is the initial velocity. So this is the critically damped system's response. So after some time, this will comes at the zero displacement and it will not surpass the equilibrium position. And from this equation also we can say there is no harmonic term. So you can say this the solution will be a aperiodic solution. And one more case, that was the overdamped system we discussed, where zeta is greater than 1. So the solution in this case, zeta square minus 1 under root. So this term will be a positive term and the solution can be given in this form. So this is the solution for overdamped, and C1 and C2 can be find out using the initial conditions over displacement and velocity. So these are the initial conditions. So if we put these conditions in this solution, if we differentiate this with respect to time, we'll get the velocity equation and we can apply this initial condition, and this is the displacement equation. So we can apply this initial condition in this equation and we'll get the C1 and C2 in these two forms. So this is the response of overdamped system, right? So it will take a infinite time to come at the equilibrium position. It will take a long time and it will again will be aperiodic motion. So among these three, we can say only underdamped system gives the periodic motion. So in the study of the vibration, the underdamped case is very important because this is the only case that leads to a oscillatory motion. So this is how you can represent the response of critically damped. So this is for critically damped, this is for overdamped, and this is for underdamped case, right? And if we put the zeta equals to 0 in this equation, then we can say this will be a harmonic function. So this is the undamped system. If zeta equals to 0, the amplitude of this will not reduce with the time and it will be continue to vibrate for infinite time. So these are the three cases in the damped vibration of single degree of freedom system. One, underdamped, critical damped, and overdamped. So these three known as degree of dampness. So important is here, you can, if someone asks you type of damping, so these are not a type of damping, these are the degree of dampness, and type of damping means viscous damping, Coulomb damping, or structural damping. So those are the type of damping and these are the degree of dampness. So in the next lecture, we'll discuss about the logarithmic decrement. Thank you.